Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Something really cool to share with you today. This is something that we had found. We went to pick up this car, one of the latest cars that we got. Went to pick this up and found this really sweet bike, and we kind of seen maybe a preview of it in the video when we went to pick it up. But we found this really cool bike. It was buried way back in the back of the barn. We couldn't see much other than just a frame, so I had no idea what it was, nothing about it. And I mean, this thing is buried really bad behind a lot of stuff and under a lot of stuff. So we had no idea what we were looking for, or looking at rather. It's really cool. I'm glad we dug it out. I was able to make a deal on the thing, and I bought it kind of condition unknown at the time. So after we dug it out, got it back home, I was pretty excited about what I found. Check it out, see what you guys think. This is it, guys. This is the Little Indian. Now, a lot of you guys might think that this bike being called the Little Indian is actually part of the Indian motorcycle line. See the Little Indian right here? Little Indian. Good. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, it had nothing to do with the Indian motorcycle line. This was actually a motorcycle company, or a mini bike company rather, that started right here in Michigan way back, I'm going to say in the 50s if I remember correctly. But they started building these little tiny mini bikes for people type of thing way back in the day. And they became a huge phenomenon, and they really caught on. They sold so many of these things that it just really went on, and they sold them all the way through like the 70s. I believe it was before they stopped production. I believe the company sold out, changed hands a few times, went through the family, different family members several times. Really interesting stuff though. So when I got this one, I had no idea, but I was pretty excited to find out that it was indeed a Little Indian, which I had no idea what I was even looking for at the point. I was just kind of looking for a cool little mini bike to tool around with. I've always seen these things and kind of dug them and thought they were really cool. What we have is the clutch. The clutch here has a kind of a clutch brake here, and that cable's broke, which we got to go ahead and get a new clutch cable for that. And well, I'm probably just going to get the whole new clutch assembly for in here and go ahead and take care of that and get that put on there correctly. The chain was broke. They took a chain out of the link. It looks like a link broke, and so we got to fix that, get the chain fixed. So I got to test fit the chain, make sure that there's not a link missing, because I don't know what they pull out of it at the time. But the cool part is it's only a little 4 horsepower engine, but it's a Clinton engine. You haven't seen one of these in quite a while. It's a Clinton engine. This is what I understand, one of the original engines that came with these bikes back in the day. So was able to pull it. It does have a little bit of compression, so that's good. I do got to go through, and I want to put a new plug in it and clean the carburetor all out, and make sure that we got a really good spark. I haven't been able to do any of that yet, but it's definitely a project I'd like to redo and recondition this thing, since any of the decals we can go ahead and make those and all that good stuff. So when I got it, it didn't have a recoil on it. I was able to pick this up online on one of the Little Indian mini bike groups, which is kind of cool. We found a person on there that had one and was able to ship it out to us right away, so that was kind of cool to get that back on there. So the only thing we're missing really at this point is that clutch cable for the brake, for the clutch, or the clutch cable is what we're missing at this point. So we'll get that taken care of, and then we can go ahead and get this thing tore down a little bit and get it all cleaned up, and you know, go through the carburetor and see if that needs a rebuild. Check things out, make sure everything's all good before we, you know, put a lot of money into it. But the tires, I mean, look at the tires. I mean, the tires are still really good shape. According to understand, it was drove around the farm back when they were kids, and the seat, gosh, great original seat, just one tear right there. You know, really a shock. I mean, today's bikes like this, the kids probably just would have had them trashed. I mean, and honestly, let's face it, back in the day when we rode these things around, we beat the out of these things. We beat the hell out of these things. So we rode them. I mean, you know, they were meant to be rode and drove, and you know, we did that. We rode them pretty good. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty sweet. This one I'm kind of predicting this thing is probably going to be, it's so hard to tell the year of these things. There's certain people that will tell you the year. Some people say that it's a 70s, but I've seen the 60s ones that look identical, so I don't know exactly how to tell the difference between a 70s and a 60s one. Some of them had a shorter seat, some didn't have the chrome fenders. The really early ones didn't have this rolled over edge in the fenders that I've seen. It was kind of just a straight fender. But as far as like the two-piece front suspension here, which there's no suspension, it's just a two-piece here, rod here, and that's kind of unique to this one. Then the fold-out foot pegs, that's one you just don't see a lot of, you know, different things. I don't even know exactly what year it is, and honestly, I don't really care. I didn't buy this thing to be some kind of a collector's bike. I bought it for us to kind of enjoy around the shop here, and it's green, one of our favorite colors. But anyway, I bought it to kind of enjoy around the shop here and possibly for grandkids in the future. So, but I want to show you that bike real quick. Thought that was pretty sweet, couldn't beat it, picked it up for a great price, so we're pretty excited to have it. Anyways, just wanted to show you the mini bike real quick, the Little Indian, so that's what you get right there. Thanks a lot, guys, for popping in, checking it out, and we're glad you guys liked the Little Indian, and hopefully we'll bring some more of that to you on the channel too as well. Even though we're kind of classic cars, we're kind of anything cool, so, and that Little Indian is freaking cool. We'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of your families. We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Later.